Hello children, welcome to my channel, YouTube channel. Today's topic is equation of a line, part 1 of class 10. It is a very important chapter for school also and from college point of view also. Okay, I'll make 3 to 4 parts for this chapter since it is a very conceptual chapter. Okay, and also it is very interesting because it is combination of algebra and geometry. Okay, so let's start. Let us start from linear equation one variable. You will slowly understand why I started from linear equation one variable. In lower class you have already studied that the general form of a linear equation one variable. Okay, linear equation in one variable is of the form ax plus b is equal to 0. You know this form already. Okay, here x is variable, a and b are real numbers. Okay, belong to real numbers, and a is not equal to 0. Okay, a cannot be 0, b can be 0. Okay, let us take some examples. Two x minus 3 is equal to 0. Here a is 2, b is minus 3. 7x is equal to 0. Here a is 7, b is not there, means b is 0. Okay, a cannot be 0 but b can be 0. Okay, we can take other variables also like 7y minus 15 is equal to 0, 3z plus 4 is equal to 0, etc. Okay, usually when we take one variable we take x, so I have given the general form in terms of x. Okay, so this is linear equation in one variable. Ready? And it has only one solution. You know this already. Suppose if you solve this equation 2x minus 3 is equal to 0, on solving you will get x is equal to 3 by 2. Okay, you know how to solve this, so I am not explaining. If 2x minus 3 is equal to 0, then solution for x is 3 by 2. If 7x is equal to 0, then x is equal to 0. That is the solution. If 7y minus 15 is equal to 0, then y is equal to 15 by 7. So in this way, if you solve a linear equation in one variable, you will get unique solution or one solution. Okay. Now let us move to linear equation in two variables. This also you have studied in class 9. Next is linear equation in two variables. This chapter is based on this concept, linear equation in two variables. Linear equation in two variables. Okay. So there will be two variables, x and y. The general form is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. This is the general form of a linear equation in two variables. I have given this form in class 9. Okay. Here x and y, these are variables, means they can take any value. Okay. A, B and C, they are real numbers. Okay. And the condition is a square plus b square is not equal to 0. Now what does this mean? It means a and b are not 0. A and b are not 0 simultaneously. Okay, that means A can be 0, but at that time B should not be 0. B can be 0, but at that time A should not be 0. So together they cannot be 0. Okay, so let us take some examples. 3x minus 4y plus 7 is equal to 0. So here you can see, if you compare this with this, they are almost same. It is in the form of ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. So what is a? 3. What is b? Minus 4. What is c? Plus 7. Okay. Let us take one more example. 2x plus 5y is equal to 0. A is 2, b is 5, c is not there, c is 0. Okay. Next. 7x minus 2 is equal to 0. Okay. Now if you see this, it is actually linear equation in one variable. Okay. But I have given it as an example in linear equation in two variables. Why? Because it can be written as, or it can be modified into, it can be written as 7x plus 7x minus 2 can be written as 7x plus 0 into y minus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, so a is 7, b is 0, b can be 0. According to the condition, a and b both cannot be 0, but one of them can be 0. Okay, if b is 0, a should not be 0. Okay, so here only b is 0, so it is possible. So b is 0, c is minus 2. Okay, so at the starting when we see, it seems to be linear equation in one variable, but it can be modified into, or it can be changed into a linear equation in two variables. So remember this, every linear equation in one variable can be represented as a linear equation in two variables. This I had explained in class 9 also. Again I am explaining, every linear equation in one variable can be represented as a linear equation in two variables. Now let us take one more example. Suppose 3y plus 5 is equal to 0. Now at the first look, if you see this, you will think that it is a linear equation in one variable y. Okay, but it can be represented as a linear equation in two variables. We can bring x, or we can introduce x. It can be written as 0 into x plus 3 into y plus 5 is equal to 0. So you can see the coefficients. A is 0, possible. B is not 0, B is 3. Either A or B can be 0. So A is 0, B is 3, C is 5. So from this we conclude that it is a very important concept. Okay, you can write it. Every linear equation in one variable is a linear equation in two variables. Remember this. For this reason, I had started from linear equation in one variable. Then I moved to linear equation in two variables. Now let us see, a given linear equation in two variables has how many solutions? Okay. From the beginning, I told that a linear equation in one variable has only one solution, unique solution. Now let us go for two variables. Okay. Let us take a very simple example and check how many solutions it can have. I'll take a very simple example. Suppose 2x minus y plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, so a is 2, as you can see, a is 2, b is minus 1, c is plus 1. Okay, let us solve this equation and see how many values of x or how many solutions we are getting. Okay, here there are two unknowns or two variables, x and y. So you can choose x or you can choose y. Suppose I am choosing y. 2x plus 1 is equal to y, or y is equal to 2x plus 1. So I have represented y in terms of x. Okay, I have made y the subject. Here y will depend on x. How it will depend, I will tell you. Okay, I will explain. This could also have been represented in a different way. The same equation, okay? The same equation. Now I will target x. Here I have targeted y. Here I will target x. So 2x is equal to y minus 1. 2x minus y plus 1 is equal to 0. So simply 2x will be y minus 1. So x will be equal to y minus 1 whole by 2. So here x will depend on y. Okay. See this equation, this one, y equal to x plus 1. Here y depends on x. So y is called dependent variable and x is called independent variable. Okay, y depends on x. So y is dependent on y, or y is dependent variable, x is independent variable. Here x is equal to y minus 1 whole by 2. Here x depends on y. So x is the dependent variable and y is the independent variable. You can choose any one of these two. Okay, I choose this one. I always prefer to take y is the dependent variable. Okay, so I want you to follow me. Okay, take y is the dependent variable. I told that x is the independent variable, y is the dependent variable. Okay, so randomly we can choose values for x and we will get values of y depending on values of x. Okay, so let x is equal to, randomly suppose I will take 0. So y will be equal to 2x plus 1. So 2 into 0, that is 0, 0 plus 1, that is 1. So when x is 0, y is 1. So you can see y depends on x. Randomly we took value of x and we got value of y depending on x. Okay. Next take, suppose x is equal to 5. Y is equal to 2x plus 1. So 2 into 5, 10 plus 1, that is 11. X is equal to, suppose randomly I will take minus 3. Y is equal to 2 into minus 3, that is minus 6. Minus 6 plus 1, that is minus 5. Okay. X is equal to, suppose, root 2. Okay, randomly we can take any value, rational, irrational, any real number. Okay. So y is equal to 2 into root 2, that is 2 root 2 plus 1. Okay. 2 root 2 plus 1. So in this way you can, if we continue choosing on values of x, you will get values of y, corresponding values of y. So from this we conclude that we are not getting one or two solutions, we are getting infinitely many solutions. So remember this, a linear equation in one variable has one solution, unique solution, but a linear equation in two variables has unique solution. Generally students think that a linear equation two variables will have two solutions. No, it will have infinitely many solutions. Remember this. Okay, infinitely many. Next, one thing we got, that a linear equation two variables has infinitely many solutions. Okay, now let us plot this on a graph paper. Okay, let us take a graph paper. I don't have graph paper, I will do this on the board. Okay, if you want you can take a graph paper. Okay, let us take a graph paper and plot the points having x coordinate, y coordinate, corresponding x coordinate and corresponding y coordinate. Suppose 0 1, so we will plot 0 comma 1. Then 5 11, we will plot 5 11. Then minus 3 minus 5, we will plot minus 3 minus 5. Root 2 to root 2 plus 1, this we cannot plot. Okay, so let us plot these 3 points only. Okay, the equation was 2x minus y plus 1 is 0, and these are the 3 solutions we have chosen. There can be many solutions, I have taken 3 only. Okay, now let us try to plot these points on a graph paper and see what we are getting. Suppose this is y axis, this is x axis. Okay, this you already know from the chapter reflection. This is x dash or x axis, this is y axis. Okay, suppose this is 2 4 6 8 10 minus 2 minus 4 minus 6 minus 8 minus 10 2 4 6 8 10 12 minus 2 minus 4 minus 6 minus 8 minus 10. Okay, roughly I have drawn the x axis, y axis. Okay, my diagram may not be accurate. If you try this on a graph paper, you will get accurate figure. Okay, so where is 0 comma 1? On the y axis, this is 0 comma 1. Okay, next is 5 comma 11, 5 11 5 11, somewhere here this is 5 11. Okay, next is minus 3 minus 5, minus 3 minus 5. Okay, somewhere here this is minus 3 minus 5. Okay, now if you join these 3 points, okay, if you put a scale on it, okay, you will see that these 3 points are collinear or the line is straight line. If you join these points, you will get a straight line like this. Okay, so from this we conclude that, okay, from this we conclude that a linear equation one variable represents a straight line. This I told in class 9 also. Again I am telling, a linear equation two variables always represents a straight line. Ready? And it has infinitely many solutions. Okay, now some more important concepts on which this chapter is based. First, I am writing here, every point whose coordinates, this point is very important. Okay, it is an extremely important point. The whole chapter is based on this point and the next point, 2 points. Okay, every point whose coordinates satisfy the equation lies on the line. Remember this, every point whose coordinates satisfy the equation lies on the line. Here I have taken 3 points whose coordinates satisfy the equation, and these 3 points lie on the line. Now if I take some more points, suppose, okay, suppose I'll take one more point, x is equal to, suppose, 2, then y will be if x is 2, y will be, we had got 2x plus 1. Okay, we had got 2x plus 1. So 2 into 2, x is 2, 2 into 2 that is 4, 4 plus 1 that is 5. 2 comma 5. Okay, if we locate this point 2 comma 5 whose coordinates are 2 comma 5, we will see that this point 2 comma 5 lies on the line. Check 2 comma 5, here it is. Okay, it lies on the line. So remember this, every point which coordinates satisfy the equation lies on the line. I have taken only one point. You can take any number of points you want and check. You will see that every point that satisfies the equation definitely lies on the line if a line is accurate, if you have drawn accurately. Okay, then the next important point, every point on the line, okay, every point on the line satisfies the equation. Okay, the converse point. First point was every point whose coordinates satisfy the equation lies on the line. The second point is converse, means every point on the line will definitely satisfy the equation. Okay, now my line is not accurate, so I am not sure whether it will satisfy or not. If your line is accurate, then it will definitely satisfy. Now let's take a point randomly on the line. Okay, and we will put the coordinates of that point on the equation and we will verify whether the equation is being satisfied or not. Okay, so this is the equation or this is the equation. Suppose I am taking 4 comma 9, suppose this is, let us take this point. I think this is 4 comma 9. Okay, so randomly I have chosen a point on the line, its coordinates are 4 comma 9. Now let us put these coordinates 4 and 9 in the equation and check whether the equation is being satisfied or not. Okay, x is 4, y is 9. Okay, put here y is 9, x is 4. Okay, so see, 9 is equal to 2 into 4 plus 1, that is 9. True. So we see that randomly we chose a point on the line and we put the coordinates in the equation was satisfied. Similarly, you can take as many points randomly on the line and put their coordinates in the equation, you will see that the equation will be definitely satisfied. So these 2 points are very important. The chapter is completely based on these 2 points. Okay. So you can note down the point. A linear equation in 2 variables has infinitely many solutions. Okay, and we have already verified. Okay, I have already shown to you. I am just writing the concept. A linear equation 2 variables has infinitely many solutions and represents a straight line. Okay, I have shown this to you. Next, the subconcepts of this concept. Number 1, I had already written, every point whose coordinates satisfy the equation lies on the line. Lies on the line. The second sub-concept, every point on the line satisfies the equation. Okay, this concept is extremely important. Okay, so remember this. This I had given in class 9 also. Okay, but now we will have the practical use in this chapter, specific use. Okay, next. Now let us move back to linear equation in one variable again. We had started from linear equation in one variable. Okay. Now through some examples I explained to you that a linear equation one variable is a linear equation in two variables also. Okay. A linear equation one variable can be represented as, okay, can be represented as a linear equation two variables. Ready? And a linear equation two variables always represents a straight line. I have shown to you. In class 9 we had a chapter, specific chapter for these two variables, graphical representation. Okay. In that chapter also I had explained that a linear equation two variables represents a straight line. Okay, I had given these concepts. Again, a few minutes before I showed to you that a linear equation two variables represents a straight line. So this represents a straight line. Okay, so try to understand, get the relation. A linear equation one variable can be represented as a linear equation two variables. A linear equation two variables always represents a straight line. So what will a linear equation one variable represent? Definitely a straight line. Remember this. Okay. A linear equation in one variable, you can write this. Okay. A linear equation one variable can be represented or modified into, okay, represented as a linear equation in two variables, and hence, okay, represents a straight line. Okay, we'll take some specific examples of linear equation in one variable. Okay, you have already known this. Okay, in the chapter reflection, I have already explained. X is equal to 0. Okay, this is a linear equation in one variable, but it represents a straight line. Which is the line? It is the y-axis. You already know this. In reflection chapter, I have already explained that x is equal to 0 is the equation of the y-axis. Okay. Then x is equal to any constant, minus 2, plus 3, root 2, root 5, 16, 17, etc. Any constant, it represents a straight line parallel to the y-axis. Okay. Line parallel to y-axis. Okay. If you have any doubt, then you can refer that chapter reflection to understand this. Okay, similarly y is equal to 0, it is also linear equation one variable y, and it will also represent a straight line. Which line is it? It is x axis. Okay, then y is equal to constant is also linear equation one variable y. It will also represent a straight line parallel to x axis. Line parallel to x axis. Okay, so remember this. Okay, x0 means y axis, x constant means line parallel to y axis, y equal to 0 means x axis, y equal constant means line parallel to x axis. So this is it in part 1. I will solve a simple example from part 1. You can open your book. Page number 186, concise mathematics, page number 186, question number 10. Sorry, question number 9. Okay, let us move to question number 9. The point P divides the join of 2, 1 and minus 3, 6 in the ratio 2:3. So it is given that there is a line segment. The end points are 2, 1. This is 2, 1. This is minus 3, 6. Okay. Let this point be A. Let this point be B. Then there is a point P on this line segment that divides this line segment in the ratio 2:3. So definitely P will be nearer to A. Let this point be P. Okay. Then the second part of the question. Is, does P lie on the line x minus 5y plus 15 is equal to 0? We will check it later on. First let us find P. Now this is ratio AP by BP. Okay. AP by BP is given 2/3. This is M1 by M2. M1 by M2. So ratio is given. Okay. So we have to use section formula of the previous chapter to find the coordinates of point P. Let us use, you know the formula already. X is equal to M1 x2 plus M2 x1 by M1 plus M2. Okay. So what is M1 x2? This is x1 y1. I have already told. The first point is x1 y1. Second point is x2 y2. In the previous chapter I have already told section midpoint formula. Okay. So M1 x2 means 2 into minus 3. That is minus 6 plus M2 x1 means 3 into 2, that is plus 6 by M1 plus M2 means 2 plus 3. So 0 by 5, that is 0. So we got x is equal to 0. Now let us go for y. M1 y2 plus M2 y1 by M1 plus M2. Okay. So let us find what is M1 y2. 2 into 6. Okay, 2 into 6, that is 12 plus M2 y1 means 3 into 1, that is 3 by M1 plus M2 is 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. So this is 12 plus 3, which is 15. 15 by 5 is 3. So we got the x and y coordinate of the point P. So P is equal to 0, 3. Okay. P is equal to 0 comma 3. Next, we have to verify or check whether the point P lies on the line x minus 5y plus 15 is equal to 0. Now this equation will represent a straight line. Okay, it will represent a straight line, and we have to check whether this straight line, the line represented by this equation, passes through the point P or not. Okay, we have the concept that every point on the line satisfies the equation, and every point satisfying the equation lies on the line. Now, if the point P lies on the line, okay, if the point P lies on the line represented by this equation, then the coordinates of P have to satisfy the equation. Okay, if they do not satisfy, then the point P doesn't lie on the line, or the line doesn't pass through the point P. Okay, so let us put these coordinates in this equation and check whether the equation is satisfied or not. Okay, so x is 0, you can see 0, minus 5 into 3 plus 15 is equal to 0. So this is 0 minus 15 plus 15 is equal to 0, or 0 is equal to 0, which is true. So you can see that the point P, whose coordinates are 0, 3, is clearly satisfying the equation. So definitely the point P lies on the line, or the line passes through the point. Okay. Now randomly if I take another line, means another equation. Okay. So x minus 5y plus 3 is equal to 0. Okay. We will check whether the line represented by this equation passes through the point P or not. Okay. Again do the same thing. Put the coordinates of point P in the equation. If the equation is satisfied, then definitely the point lies on the line, or the line passes through the point, otherwise not. Okay, let us put x is 0, y is 3, so 5 into 3 is 15 plus 3 is equal to 0. So 0 minus 15 plus 3 is minus 12 is 0. Is it possible? Minus 12 into 0? False. Okay. So from this we see that the point whose coordinates are 0, 3 doesn't satisfy this equation. So definitely the line represented by this equation is not passing through the point P. It may be passing through some other points, I don't know, but definitely I am sure that the point P doesn't lie on the line, or the line doesn't pass through the point P. Okay. Now move to question number 11. Okay, move to question number 11. This will be the last question example of this part 1. In part 2 we will move further. This is simply introduction. This is a little big chapter. We have a lot of concepts in this chapter. Question number 11. Find the point of intersection of the lines. There is one line, 4x plus 3y is equal to 1. Let this be the line. Randomly I am drawing. Let this be the line whose equation is 4x plus 3y is equal to 1. Let this be the line. The other line is 3x minus y plus 9 is equal to 0. 3x minus y plus 9 is equal to 0. This is the second line. First, we have been asked to find the point of intersection of these two lines. Okay, you can see this is the point of intersection. Let this point be P. Okay, we are required to find the coordinates of this point P. Okay, so how to find the coordinates? In class 9 you knew how to find the coordinates using graph paper. If an equation is given to you, suppose this equation is given to you, you can get the line represented by the equation. Then you will get another line for this equation. Then you will get the point of intersection. From the graph paper you can tell what is the or what are the coordinates of the point of intersection. But here without graph paper, whatever we will do without graph paper. Without graph paper, we will find the point of intersection coordinates. Okay. So again, we have to use the concept. Every point satisfying the equation lies on the line, and every point on the line satisfies the equation. You can see this point P. This is a special point. This point P lies on both the lines. That means its coordinates will satisfy both the equations. Okay, try to understand. The point P lies on both the lines, therefore it will satisfy both the equations. So we have to find such a value of x and such a value of y which will satisfy both the equations. Means simultaneous linear equation of class 9. Okay, you can use any method, substitution method, cross multiplication method, elimination method, whichever method you like. I am using elimination method. Okay, so let us solve. 3x minus y plus 9 is equal to 0. 4x plus 3y is equal to 1. Here plus 9 is 0. I can write it as 3x minus y is equal to minus 9. Okay, is equal to minus 9. Same thing only. I sent 9 to the right side. So in elimination method, what we do, we equate the coefficients. Here the coefficient is 3, here is 4, means coefficients of x. If you go for y, coefficients of y are minus 1 and plus 3. So let us target y. You can target any one, x or y. I am targeting y. So here I will multiply 3 so that I will get 3y. Here already I have 3y, so no need to change this. No need to change this. The first equation will become 9x minus 3y is equal to minus 27. The second equation is as it is, no change, no modification. Now minus 3y plus 3y. How to cancel? If you add. So add these two equations. So minus 3y and plus 3y cancel. 9x plus 4x is equal to 13x. Minus 27 plus 1 is equal to minus 26. X is equal to minus 2. X is minus 2. X coordinate is minus 2. Now let us go for y. We can put the value of x in any of the equations. Suppose I will put here in the second equation. 4x plus 3y is equal to 1. This implies that x is minus 2. So put the value here. 4 into minus 2 is minus 8. Plus 3y is equal to 1. 3y is equal to 1 plus 8, which is 9. Y is equal to 3. Okay. So without graph paper, we got the coordinates of the point P, minus 2, 3. And this is the point of intersection. Now the second part of the question is, you can look in your book. The second part of the question, if this point, means this point P, okay, this point lies on the line, there is another line passing through the point, okay, randomly I am drawing, there is another line passing through this point. Its equation is given 2k minus 1 whole into x minus 2y is equal to 4. Okay. So there is another line passing through the point P and its equation is given 2k minus 1 whole into x minus 2y is equal to 4. And we have been asked to find the value of k here. Okay, k we have to find. You can see the coefficient of y is given minus 2. But the coefficient of x is not known to us. Simply 2k minus 1. What is the value of k? We don't know. That we have to find here. Now again use the concept. Every point on the line satisfies the equation. The point P whose coordinates are minus 2, 3 lies on this line whose equation is this. So definitely the coordinates of point P will satisfy this equation. So put the coordinates of point P in this equation. 2k minus 1 whole into x minus 2y is equal to 4. Put the value of x minus 2. 2k minus 1 whole into minus 2. What is y? 3. This one, okay? P. Minus 2 into 3 is equal to 4. Open the bracket. So 2k into minus 2 is minus 4k. Minus 1 into minus 2 is plus 2. Minus 6 is equal to 4. So minus 4k minus 4 is equal to plus 4. Take this to the right and bring 4 to the left. So minus 4 is already there. Then again minus 4 is equal to 4k. K is equal to minus 8 by 4, which is minus 2. So the required value of k for which the line, okay, this line passes through the point P is minus 2. Okay. So I hope you have understood the first part, okay, the basics of equation of a line. In the second part I will move further. Thank you for watching.